Hello. So I recently posted a survey looking at the correlation between human needs and social needs. And I was particularly interested in finding out what happens when the human need and social need seem to contradict each other. And so I collected some data from people who seem to have contradictory human needs and social needs. And I wanted to ask them what their experience was like. And so I'm here to share some of those results with you. So in particular, I looked at 4 different kinds of incongruent combinations that can occur between human needs and social needs. So first, I looked at people who have savior DI, but they also have savior friends. So that would be social types 2 and 4. Because friends is typically, you think of friends, you kind of would associate that more with DE. Second, I looked at savior DE, but savior flex. So this would be social types 1 and 3, because flex is typically more associated with DI. So I wanted to see what it was like for people that have that combination. Then I looked at savior OI plus savior responsibility. So this would be social types 1 and 2. Now, responsibility is less obvious, why it's associated with OE, but what Dave and Shannon say about responsibility is it's kind of looking more out, kind of a wider scope. So gathering information from these different sources. So in that sense, it does relate maybe more to OE than OI. And then finally, I looked at savior OE plus savior specialize. So this would be social types 3 and 4, and specialize, you would think of that as being more associated with OI. So first, let's look at savior DI plus savior friends. So our first response comes from a double feminine, NEFI, consume, sleep, play, blast, last, social type 4. And this person said, I've never felt like I had to do something myself to enjoy it, to learn from it, or to feel like I participated in it. This next one comes from double feminine, SEFI, consume, sleep, play, blast, number 4. And this person says, it's exhausting, but as long as I can keep everyone happy, I will find some time for myself. So this person looks like they're feeling some obligation towards friends, keeping people happy, but they also need some time for themselves, which kind of satisfies that DI. Also said, it makes me really good at faking being someone who everyone thinks is nice and kind, but is really just fill in the blank at the end there. So again, you can kind of maybe see that contradiction between the friends. People think that they're nice and kind, but on the inside, they might really seem like they're just like, an A, because of that DI. All right, and this one comes from double feminine, TINE, consume, play, blast, sleep, number 4. And this person said, my number 4 aspect needs to work with people, but as an IP, I'm very passionate about time to work on personal projects. And then masculine, feminine, SIFI, sleep, blast, play, consume, number 4. This person said, I feel compelled to take care of and set standards for myself so that I can give to others from abundance. Friends feels like the real me that I want to reach, and the DI savior feels like an obstacle. Okay, so that's kind of interesting. So again, you kind of see that difference between the friends, but the savior DI. And then this same person also said, I have to approach every interaction with others on my own terms. So again, they feel responsible for that savior DI. And I think DI can actually be an asset with making connections. If I was DE, I think I'd have an element of desperation. Yeah, so that's interesting. Okay, so now we're going to look at the opposite combination, the savior DE, but savior flex. Okay, so this first one, this is actually from yours truly, me. Yeah, I'm putting my name on this. MFSITE, blast, play, sleep, consume, social type 3. So this is kind of what I had to say. So for me, my flex is more toned down. It needs to be done in a socially approved way that doesn't alienate other people. Okay, because of that DE there, especially having my DE in a feminine position. It doesn't want to be too pushy. Friendships can aid my flex needs. So what I mean by this is that sometimes the friends I have are aiding me like in my self-improvement goals. At work, I tend to be focused more on tasks than on friendships. Now, I still want to get along and be on good terms with the people around me, but for me, it's more important to go in, do my job, develop my skills and competence, rather than establishing close relationships with my coworkers. I have a strong need to be seen as competent by others. That kind of ties in with that specialized human needs, to feel that sense of mastery, and then also just the flex human need to, just be seen as great by people. And then finally, I'm sensitive to criticism and looking bad to other people. There's kind of that self-ego investment there. All right, so let's look at another person. So this person is MFNETE, play, consume, sleep, blast, social type 1. So this person says, I'm extremely aware of my brand and will make sure my name is on the brochure I'm making and that it's top notch. So, the flex social need, they, tend to think more about their brand and, and if their name is going to be on it, they want to make sure it's good. And kind of like me, says, I often do a silent flex. I don't parade it around, but I silently work hard at the gym to be the strongest. So again, that feminine DE savior, they're not necessarily pushing hard on the outside, but then on the inside with the masculine DI, they are pushing themselves. Often cancel my appointments with friends because I haven't done all of my to-dos for the day. So again, you can see that flexible friends, I need to work on myself and my own goals. Okay, we have FMTENE, play, consume, sleep, blast, social type 3. And this person says, sometimes I think I'm better than others, but insecure and don't want to push my opinions on others. So again, that savior DE, kind of reluctant to be too pushy about it, with the DI. And MMTENI, blast, play, sleep, consume, number 1. Now this person says, savior flex is easy for me to see. My bigger struggle is with my demon FI, navigating through my negative emotions. So this person is a single decider, FI at the bottom, single activated FI, so you could see why this would be a challenge. Also says, my DI is my personal identity and my flex is my public identity. I see myself as a leader correlating to both my flex and DE. And yeah, I could see how that works because, if you're a leader, you are influencing the tribe. So, which could be DE. All right. And we have MFNITE, blast, sleep, play, consume, number 1. Says, I want to establish connection with others, but I keep my distance in a social setting. This makes me doubt my savior DE. And we have finally FFFESC, play, blast, consume, sleep, number 1. I would find the group's goal, seize power so that we could all get what we want. That's the savior DE coming through, but then realized it was just an excuse to feel powerful and get my way. And that would be that savior flex coming out. And especially with a social type 1, they're kind of have that imbalance there between the flex and the friends, because flex is at the top. All right, so now let's move on to people who have savior OI plus savior responsibility. So we have MMTENI, blast, play, sleep, consume, number 1. This person says, I clearly make long-term goals and always follow through. However, I'm not very flexible in changing them. Okay, so that responsibility, they're making out those long-term goals, they're following through, they feel responsible there, but the OI savior is coming through the part about not being flexible about the change. I take responsibility very seriously for the sake of others' welfare and push them to follow me, but don't take responsibility to move forward once triggered. Okay, so you can kind of see that savior DE there, where they're concerned about the other people's welfare and pushing them to follow me, that masculine DE there, but not taking responsibility for themselves. So that, maybe that demon DI is coming in. I mean, I know that this is a more OI question, but you can still see the influence of the other human needs in that. And then we have MFTESI, blast, play, consume, sleep, number 2. The person says, I think nicely. Orderliness is next to godliness and facilitates fulfillment of responsibility. So, this is an OI savior type. So, wanting to be orderly and then using that to help them fulfill their responsibility. MFTENI, blast, sleep, play, consume, number 2 says, I need to preserve my energy, but I see what needs to be done and needs to be improved. I see what different actions lead to, using my NI. I try to manage everything with my OI. So, as savior responsibility, they feel a need to manage everything that's out there, not just one narrowed down thing, but they're still going about it in an OI way. And then MFNITE, blast, sleep, play, consume, number 1 says, I always work for my OI goals, but deviate a lot when I need to be responsible for others' needs or missing information. People complain that I'm too distracted afterwards. So again, that savior responsibility is maybe kind of making them deviate a bit from their OI goals, but you can kind of tell that it's kind of distracting for them, and they kind of like to be able to get back to their OI. Okay, and now let's look at savior OE plus savior specialize. What does it look like? So we have savior, or we have FF, NEFI, consume, sleep, play, blast, number 4. My savior DE friends often seek my specialized expertise. And I don't have to figure everything out, just the stuff in my specialized area. And I think, again, maybe because they're consumed sleep, they're kind of going more, inward, kind of a more narrow focused, even though they are Savior OE. FFSCFI, consume sleep play blast number 4. So this person says, OE always keeps me open to do anything, even what I haven't done before. I want to be able to perform my tasks and build a solid repertoire. So yeah, the OE is keeping them open, but they still want, some solidity in there, some solid repertoire, so you can kind of see that specializing come out. Then we have MFNEFI, consume, sleep, play, blast number 3. Everything I pursue is to expand my knowledge and expertise rather than to conquer or get ahead of others. Okay, so even though social type 3s do have Savior Flex, Flex is not their top need. Their top need is Specialize. So you can see here that Specialize is above Flex. And that statement kind of summed that up pretty well. I use my NE to fully understand everything from all angles. So it's hard to be a fast, responsible person because, they're kind of wanting to take it in and really understand it and hone in on a more specialized understanding. And again, this person is consumed sleep saviors. So they're going to want to, really process it more deeply. And then the NE is going to want to explore the different angles. And then also being too stuck in my own role out of comfort rather than evolving in my career. So even though this person is an OE savior, being, savior specialize, they kind of want, some stability, some comfort, and then, maybe also kind of looking at their animal stacking to, being blast last. You can kind of see that come out. All right. MMFINE, consume, place, sleep, blast number 3. OE has made finding the career I wanted to specialize in very hard. When I don't like the work, I switch to a different workplace, but still within my box. Okay, so you can see the OE need for variety here, the need to change it up once in a while, but the specialized need kind of still wants that box. Although I crave variety, I end up choosing what gives me stability and financial security. And that's something that's commonly associated with social type 3s is having that strong need for stability and financial security in their careers. And you even see it with the Savior OE types. FFTINE, consume, play, blast, sleep number 3, says, it makes me feel somewhat like a number 2, but not satisfied. I yearn for sleep and OI to help me focus and complete goals. Because if you look at this person's type, they are, play, blast in the middle there. And so it's kind of making them a bit more crack-headed and kind of go and get all this done and their Savior OE, but they still want that sleep, they want that OI, they want to be able to focus more and complete their goals as a number 3. And then MFNEFI, consume, sleep, blast, play number 3. Doing my craft is more interesting and satisfying than other more responsible aspects of business, such as marketing, networking, etc. Being self-employed, it's hard to wear all of the hats for success. Okay, so you can see that demon responsibility coming through with that. I see lack of responsibility, but being responsibility last is a slap in the face. As a number 3 myself, I kind of have to agree with that. I don't want to be called responsibility last. Yeah. Equal needs for financial security and freedom. I have a chip on my shoulder about income inequality. So again, you're seeing, OE savior, they still need that financial security and freedom. It seems to be a common thread among the type threes that are savior OE. And this person also says, there are some things I won't do, like predatory sales or allowing clients to disrespect my boundaries. I think this is more masculine FI than demon responsibility. Yeah, I think that is definitely true. Okay, and then FFTENE, play, consume, blast, sleep, number 4, says, I tend to be very responsible at work, but don't want the responsibility of running a business. Okay. So I think by responsible, they just mean, like responsible with more specialized tasks. There's no reason why a 3 or 4 can't be responsible in the literal sense of the word. Because responsibility, the way that they're defining it in the social type system is more like, running a business, kind of more managerial, maybe more entrepreneurial, kind of that wider scope. And also says, I'm happy with my job because it gives me life satisfaction and has enough variety for my OE. So I think, for people that are friends first, they're not so focused on, on moving up in their career, and they really seem to like that work-life balance. And this person is savior OE, so it's important for this person to have variety in their work. All right, so just some conclusions about all this. So I think that the social type seems to be what you want to get in life, and the savior human needs are the tools you use to get there. This is what one of the respondents commented with. And I really, after thinking about it, I really think that it makes a lot of sense. So like, if you're a savior OE, but you're your lead specialized, for example, then you really kind of want to have a sense of mastery and a sense of security, but you're still using OE means to get there. You're still, doing quite a bit of gathering and, kind of being open to, new stuff that comes in. And also, some people commented when they were doing the survey that they have found the descriptions, the anecdotes, and the hierarchy aspect of social types frustrating and confusing, making it hard to type themselves. And I agree with this. There are a lot of anecdotes on this, and some people think of social types as a hierarchy, like number 1s are the best type, and it wasn't really intended to be that way. But you hear the name number 1, and and people do associate it with that. And yeah, the social types are kind of a new thing, and it's still evolving. And I think as we get more and more data, and Dave and Shannon might kind of change some of the anecdotes as they collect data. It's a work in progress, and it's evolving over time. And more data is needed, but generally what I found from doing this survey is the social types and the human needs are working together rather than isolation. So it's not accurate to say that, like all 1s are the same. It really depends on, are you a 1 and you're also like double mask, or you're 1 and you're leading with masculine DI, and you're an IP and you're consume sleep, you might have some pretty intense flexing there. But you might be a number 1 and you're savior feminine DE at the top, and that oneness might look really different. So it kind of so it isn't just your social type, it's kind of your social type interacting with all the other coins in your type. So I hope you found that information interesting. And I'm going to post a link to the social type survey because I'm still going to be collecting data on this. And, because as I get more data, I might find some new insights to this. And, should I get enough new insights, I might make a new follow-up video to this. So yeah, see the description for a link to the survey. If you haven't filled that out already, I would be interested in your feedback. I don't require that you be officially typed to fill out the survey, especially with the social type, because a lot of people haven't been officially typed with the social type. But if you haven't been officially typed, then just indicate that it's a self-typing, or it got typed by peers. Dave and Shannon have said that most people that, if they self-type their social type, they tend to get it accurate. So yeah. And then also I will link to you my playlist of other videos where I've talked about social types, so you can check that out as well. And yeah, I will end it there. Have a great day, everybody.